This is Sean Waller for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm delighted to be joined by prospect Dalton Smith. Dalton, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
All good, thank you. Great to have you on the channel once again. We're obviously here for Dubois Fujimoto, the fight before Christmas. You're here in support of your stablemate Sonny Edwards versus Marcel Braithwaite in the British Title Challenge. Talk to me about that fight.
Yeah, very good fight. You know, I've known Marcel, through the amateur ranks and stuff. So Marcel's a very good fighter. Sonny Edwards, obviously my stablemate, quality fighter. It's going to be a great fight, but I just think Sonny's class. I think he just takes on the longer the fight goes. Sonny, I think he's just got more to his game, and I just think the longer the fight goes, it'll play into Sonny's hands a lot more.
Now, I remember a while back that we spoke to Sonny, and obviously currently in the Steel City gym, you've all got a couple of British title fights. Carl Yousaf is also in the next one. What would it mean to you, obviously it being your dad's gym and having the 3 British titles in some of the lowest weights? What would that mean to you and your dad?
Yeah, I mean, like every single fighter in the gym, we want them all to win, and obviously with being my dad as well, I want the gym to keep growing. And I was speaking to my dad and he was saying, the only belt he hasn't got now was the British, which Lee McGregor won up in Scotland, and now the month later we could have 2 in the gym. So it'll be a good feeling when Sonny wins tomorrow night. It's going to be a great show, and hopefully the gym just keeps on growing.
Sonny's also made it clear that he doesn't just want to win the British and then just move on to bigger things. He wants to win it outright. Do you think that's the right sort of path for him, or would you prefer to see him sort of step up? We've obviously seen him in sort of European-ish level fights. Yeah,
I think, like speaking to Sonny and as such, I think he wants to win the British outright. Obviously Charlie had the British as well, and he didn't win it outright. So for Sonny to go on and box, defend it 3 times and win it outright, it's a keeps, and it's a belt what every fighter wants. So I think Sonny will want to win it outright and keep it in the family.
Just a couple of fights I'd like to get your thoughts on. Let's start with Ruiz-Joshua 2. Seems no better place to start. Joshua going over to Diriyah and reclaiming his world heavyweight titles. Did you catch a fight, and if so, what did you make of it?
Yeah, I was up to watch the fight. He surprised me a lot. He changed a lot to his game. He lost his weight. And for someone that size to move around and keep moving for 12 rounds, it shows what an athlete he actually is. And he put a master performance in. They were saying Ruiz he wasn't training properly and stuff. But if you can't get up for a fight like that, then you're not going to be able to get up for any fight. And Joshua, AJ did what he had to do, and he brought the titles back, and that's all he had to do.
What would you like to see Joshua do next?
I think the obvious fights out there, the Wilder or the Fury. The winner of is it February, Wilder and yeah. So maybe the winner of that. I've heard he's going to help Fury out in his camp. Maybe that's whether it's true or not, I'm not sure. But they're the fights out there what makes sense, and they're the big money fights now. So hopefully they can pull those fights off later down the line, and it's good for British boxing as well.
What was your thoughts on that, just quickly? Obviously, Joshua offering to help Fury out in camp, and Fury responding by saying, yeah, come on, we'll have you in camp for sparring. What was your thoughts?
When I first read it, I thought, it's not true. But then when Fury responded, I was thinking, maybe it's true. If they do help each other out in camp, it's good. It shows what respect they've got for each other as a fighter. And, whether it is true or not, I hope it is. It'll be good to see when they're on Instagram, see what they get up to in camp. But it'll be good if they can help each other out.
We'll just go to the main event quickly. We've got Dubois versus Fujimoto. How do you see that fight going down? If I can get a prediction.
I can't pronounce his name. He'll pronounce it better. But I've not seen much on him. But from what I've seen of Daniel Dubois, I was on the GB team and stuff with him, and I really do think he's the real deal. I think he's what is he, 21? He's 22 now, so he's the same age as me, and for a guy that big at 22 and box how he does, he's only going to keep growing and getting stronger, and I really do think he'll be one of the top heavyweights down the line.
What would you sort of say that the ideal 2020 then is for Daniel Dubois? Frank Warren's obviously said that he'd match him with Anthony Joshua the next day. What fights would you like to see him in coming into the new year?
Yeah, I think when you're talking like your AJs, your Furies, Wilders, I think it's way too soon for Daniel at the minute. I think he just needs to keep on learning, just like myself. You know, you just need to. He's got time on his side, so you don't need to be rushing it. He's got a long career ahead of him, and you know, most of the heavyweights don't come into the prime till the late 20s, 30s. And they go on up until the 40s, so you know he's got time on his side. Just learn the craft. You know, the titles and the money will come for him later on down the line. So you know, just take your time, just keep learning, and then the big fights will come.
Just recently announced it was Mikey Garcia versus Jesse Vargas, taken in sometime in February. What's your thoughts on that fight, and who are you picking?
Yeah, very good fight. I reckon it could be one of the fights of the year. But I just think Mikey Garcia I think he's got more skill about him. I just think I can see Mikey Garcia winning that one.
We'll come on to yourself. What sort of fights do you want in 2020? Obviously, you're one of the Britain's sort of most famed prospects. We've seen you come through the ranks, make your pro debut, and a successful start to your 2019. How would you reflect on your 2019 today?
Yeah. You know, this year's gone how we planned on for it to go. You know, I've had 4 fights. I was meant to have 5. I had a couple of pull-outs and stuff, so I was in camp for like 6 months straight. But no, it planned out right. We got 4 fights in the space of like 5 months. You know, I'll enjoy Christmas now, and then 2020 we'll just move on. I think the next fight we'll have another 6-rounder, move on to the 8s, and then look towards the 10s and look for some sort of title. But like I say, I'm young. I'm just going to keep taking the fights what my team want me to take, and you know, then the titles will come.
Just one more final question. 2020 obviously just around the corner. What if you can choose 3 fights to see in 2020? What fights would they be?
I'd say Corn, Brook, because I think the time's right for that to happen now. I know they've just announced Brook's fight in February, so maybe after that. Trying to think now. Can't come to any off my head. Trying to think. Ruiz-Joshua? I'd say AJ and the winner of Fury or Wilder, definitely that one. Mine's gone blank. Mine's gone blank. They'll come to me after. I'll have a list like this for you when I come off camera. Got stage right now, haven't I?
Okay, no problem. Well, Dalton Smith, thanks very much for speaking to Box and Social, and hopefully speak to you soon.
Yeah, thank you.